volunteer to do that if they're interested. She's not a singer, as far as I know, and or a football player or anything else that the public is offered to pay tickets to come and watch. So I don't know why she's kibitzing or whining about being paid.
Well, and then even, thank you for the call, Kathy, even then sending him out where he starts talking about it. Donna on line 1 is listening on WABC in New York. Donna, this is John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage, and you're up on the Savage Nation.
Hi, yes. How you doing? Thank you.
Very well, Donna. Go right ahead. What do you think?
I think she should. I think she should get paid.
And why is that? I mean, it's not enough to be the First Lady and live in the White House and everything you travel, eat, everything is all taken care of. Representing the country, once-in-a-lifetime historical figure, that's not enough. She has to get a paycheck?
She should. I am single my whole life, all right? When I was 22 years old, I worked at the United Nations, all right?
Is this a long story?
Ambassadors, dignitaries. Right now I'm a writer, all right? I was making minimum wage. So if she wants to get paid, she wants to be around these dignitaries, she wants to travel, tell her to make minimum wage like the rest of the women.
I don't think. I thank you for the call. I don't think she needs to be. Shouldn't be paid anything. I think this sounds like the high-priced athletes that complain about the simplest thing. Complain that they have to stop and do an autograph. Complain that the luggage is late. Complain that the jet didn't have the type of refreshments that they wanted. I think it's a complete element of just complete lack of respect for the role. Kevin on line 8 is listening on WMAL in Washington, D.C. Kevin, you're up on the Savage Nation.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Hey, I am an Afghanistan veteran. I will be turning 26 years old. And the thing that disgusts me the most is the amount of entitlement that not only the people, but that the president and first lady think they need. And they're not entitled to anything. They haven't earned it. And this is why I think that a requirement of being a president should be you have to be a part of the military, at least reserve or something, so that you can understand. And I agree with the previous caller that said that military wives should be paid if it's going to be something like that. I agree. My wife is former service as well. So we both understand. So when I deployed and did all that stuff, she knows what I have to go through. And this president, this administration has no clue, and they let stupid things like this come up and make national news. It's disgusting.
Thank you for the call, Kevin. Thank you for your service as well. Isn't that amazing that this, I get the feeling that this has been something in the background. This is something that's been discussed. And we all know, look at the amount of money that the Clintons have made since they left office. That Bill Clinton, maybe they had trouble getting a mortgage for that first house when they were leaving the White House. Look at how much now they command for a speech, for a book. The money is going to be there when you get out. But to now somehow try to make the case or complain that Michelle Obama should be getting paid. Think of, plus, the mother's been living there with them, plus, friends. Just the amount of cost on travel alone. 1-855-400-SAVAGE. 1-855-400-7282. Lawrence is listening on line 9 on WMAL, and he's on the Savage Nation. Hello, Lawrence.
Hey, John, you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Lawrence.
To point out something different, that this trial balloon's been thrown out before, actually. Remember when Bill was running for office and Hillary was going to be the wife? You're going to get a 2-for-1. And
how well did that work? I mean, that whole thing went down in defeat. But say what you want. I mean, Hillary Clinton did come out, did run for, Senator of New York, won, and then, became Secretary of State, and now she's going to run for president. Michelle Obama will have plenty of time if she wants to test the water and get out there and see if she can command an audience, and then she'll have plenty of earning power. But somehow, Lawrence, to completely overlook the fact, Lawrence, whatever happened to public service? Isn't that what they all talk about, their dedication to public service?
Yeah, that was my original point, but how about this? How about we pay Bill Clinton to be the wife of Hillary?
Well, he's the husband of, thank you for the call, he's the husband, and then if she were to win, he would become the first gentleman. But no, I don't think whoever that's the spouse is, I don't think that they need to get paid. I think there's plenty of benefit in just being, whether it be the first lady or if in some point it's the first gentleman. Becky on line 7 calling from New Mexico on KKOB is up next on the Savage Nation. Hello, Becky.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Welcome.
Absolutely not does Michelle Obama need to get paid. She's nothing but a rich, spoiled, and if she was a child, brat. She acts like it. She looks like it. She flaunts herself all over the TV shows. I'm sure she's getting something out of stuff. So what is the problem?
I don't know. Thank you for the call, Becky. It's true. You do see or appear on a lot of television programs. 1-855-400-SAVAGE. It's John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. This is the Savage Nation.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now. 855-400-SAVAGE. 855-400-7282. Savage.
My Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com, the only company I trust to protect my wealth with gold and silver.
1-855-400-SAVAGE. 1-855-400-7282. You're listening to the Savage Nation. This is John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. Let's go to line 3. Ron is listening on WTMA in South Carolina. Ron, you're up on the Savage Nation.
Oh, hello, John. Nice
Hi there.
to hear you this evening. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
I didn't realize that at some point the American people had elected the Obamas to royalty. The Queen over on the big island over there, Prince Philip always received a stipend or something they would call it for his quote unquote pocket money.
Right.
And Prince Charles, not being king or anything, he receives money. And Prince Harry and Prince everybody else and the Lord and the Duke and the Lady and everybody, all the royalty. And Michelle Obama just needs a big old ermine robe and, a crown or the hair to go with it. Because
Ron, how about, thank you for the call. How about instead, if she wants to be paid, and we're talking about Michelle Obama and the president, they're talking that somehow that she should be paid as first lady. We'll pay you, but then you're paying your transportation for the plane and the entertaining and upkeep and the White. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Right now, I mean, you have the dream of living in the White House. Line 4 is Joe, listening on KBET in Las Vegas. Joe, you're up next on the Savage Nation.
Good afternoon, John. Thanks for my call. Miss Obama, she's the one that didn't love her country until recently, as maybe 6 years ago. But what really gets to me is that where's everybody surprised? They're Democrats. All the Democrats, they say a lot that they want to do for this country, but you know what they're looking for?
What's that?
Bottom line, for their money for themselves. That shows you the greed right there. So if they're quote unquote saying that they're worrying about the poor and everything else, they're worried about just the money for themselves.
Thank you for the call, Joe. 1-855-400-SAVAGE. Don't forget the website is michaelsavage.com, where right now a countdown to Mecca. You can pre-order it online. John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage, and you're listening to the Savage Nation.
Adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation, home of unprotected talk, borders, language, culture. And here he is, Michael Savage.
This is The Savage Nation. John DePetro sitting in for the one and only Dr. Michael Savage. You can be part of the program. Just dial 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. Don't forget our website, michaelsavage.com, where coming soon, that's right, you can pre-order Countdown to Mecca. by Michael Savage. Under the threat of a third world war, nothing matters except the mission. Order it now. It's available May 12th, but you can pre-order it right now. New thriller from the best-selling author, the one and only Dr. Michael Savage. Also at the website, don't forget, latest news and headlines. ISIS destroys Christian grave sites in Mosul. How about this story? Cameras on Texas-Mexico border capture steady stream of illegals with packages of drugs and guns. You have to look at that story. It is just amazing. You see the blatant coming across the borders and the cameras capturing all these illegals strolling over without a care in the world. And then there's this horrific story. Teacher allegedly knocked out cold by a student's mother. Would that have ever happened to you years ago? Would that have ever happened to anyone that maybe attended Catholic school with the nuns? And then you can read the story of a teacher, and it's very chilling when you see the teacher is literally laying on the floor, knocked out cold. A teacher allegedly attacked by a parent in the hall of a Long Island middle school. Disturbing surveillance photo. Knocked out cold. The teacher pummeled by a parent and a 14-year-old in West Hempstead. Sounded like I thought a parent would do something, but I knew something violent was going to happen, said the teacher. I warned them this time and again. The children have no respect for adults. Yes, I fear for my safety. They can't control the kids. Have you ever had a situation like that? Apparently the mother was angry about an incident where she claimed the teacher grabbed her 12-year-old daughter. Teacher called security, and the parent confronted her, and the mother went ballistic, put the teacher in a chokehold, shoved her into a wall, and then decked her. And then some kids, this is the story from the New York Post, including Mackenzie's daughter and a 14-year-old niece, started kicking the teacher and then knocking her out cold. Horrible. No respect. If you're 14 or 12, this is what the mother does when she comes to the school. If you're a teacher, have you had a similar story? Whatever happened to? Most people, I'm sure if you're listening right now, most people, you would be terrified if the teacher ever called your home and complained about how you're behaving. No longer. Now they immediately take the side of the child, knocking the teacher out cold. Again, you can read that story and more. Latest news and headlines. I check it first thing every day, right at the website. It's michaelsavage.com. Well, as everyone knows, obviously the race for president is heating up. If you want to call up about a certain candidate, certainly seems like former Governor Huckabee is going to get into the race. And this talk, obviously, now Hillary Clinton is the front runner on the Democrat side, even though now apparently having a challenge from former Republican Senator Lincoln Chafee, the failed former governor of the state of Rhode Island. But you know what I have a problem with is Nancy Pelosi, again, this insistent that not that we should have the most qualified person, not we should have the person that has demonstrated the most leadership, has the best, I hate the word vision, but some sense of what they could accomplish and do. So we don't have a repeat of the past few years. But listen to Nancy Pelosi, and it's so telling. This seemingly is the most important thing to her and why she supports Hillary Clinton.
What's important is what it would mean to elect a woman president of the United States. It's a very major consideration. A very qualified woman to be president of the United States. Not just that she's a woman, but a very qualified.
How would they feel if it was, well, we know the answer. I was going to say Sarah Palin. That trumps it all. That is single-handedly the most important thing to a Nancy Pelosi. I don't get the sense that there's many women that agree with that. I don't think so. I think people want the most competent individual, whether it be male or female. But I don't think, what do you think? I don't think that is the prerequisite of what people want. What do you think? One